This is the next gen stats Brock Purdy kind of target area. And so if you're just listening and not looking at this or watching the show, that's okay. I'm going to do my best to explain it. My favorite thing about this, the green dots are completions, the white dots are incompletions, and the blues are touchdowns. The best pass of the game was that George Kittle in the corner of the end zone, the front corner, front right corner. That was incredible. The Debo pass was great, but most of that was Debo. And then the other pass to Kittle was awesome. We'll break all that down in the film. But my favorite thing, and the reason why I want to show this, you have two completions behind the line of scrimmage, and then all passes under 5 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brock only completed 18 passes. And I have been screaming more checkdowns, more checkdowns, more checkdowns. And it just sustained drives. Whereas you go back to the Rams, you go back to the Cardinals, those games that we kind of keep losing. Brock's being greedy and just trying so stinking hard to always throw the ball downfield. He only had one pass that went over 20 yards this game. That was the Debo touchdown. Every other thing was 20 air yards or less. And that's kind of what the 49ers should be doing. Take what is given. Yeah, run more play action. Yeah, I like that because I'm pretty big on play action. And I think that it just freezes the linebackers every single time. I we ran, let's see here, only 9 play action plays. I wish that was more. And a lot of that is because we're going with Kyle Juszczyk as the third down back. And as soon as Kyle Juszczyk's the only back, teams aren't worried about Kyle Juszczyk breaking a draw play for 15 yards on third and long. They're not. They know it's a pass. So the fact that you have lost all of your play action ability on third down because of personnel reasons. Now, this game, you were just putting things together. Jordan Mason's hurt, all those different things. But man, yeah, right here, Poison. Every time Juice makes a play, the crowd yells Juice. We were doing it in Seattle. So many fans. That's what I love. Jord, why is it whenever Brock has one bad game, it's a referendum on his career? How long does the kid have to be there? So and again, this is just my own personal take. As somebody that puts in so much time on draft work, we do 200 players. 300 is the most we've ever done in a draft. This year we did 199. We go through and I watch at least 2 games on every single player that I rank, background research. We have a whole team helping with that. You put in a lot of time. And a lot of the national kind of media, big time media, they have their narratives built by the player coming out of college, right? So everybody said Brock Purdy's not him, myself included. Okay. And again, probably one of the best things that I do on here is I call myself out because I'm wrong all the damn time. I'll be the first one to tell you I was wrong on Brock. Yeah, I'm a Longhorn guy. I've seen Brock play all through college, and I never was scared of a game against Iowa State because of Brock Purdy. My evaluation of him was way off. So was the entire NFL. In fact, so was the 49ers. If the 49ers knew Brock would be what he is, you wouldn't have taken him 262 overall. Every single NFL team was wrong. So you get these national media evaluators or whatever, they will not allow new evidence to change their opinion because that makes them look like they were wrong. So instead of that, you just stick with sunk cost fallacy, all that different stuff. Well, this one play proves I was right all these times ago. All these other players don't. All these other plays don't. And so I think that's a lot of it. It's an ego, machismo type thing. And whenever you look at these quote unquote like analytic nerds, which I love analytics, right? We're going through it now. But like, I don't know how to tell people analytics are a key part of the NFL and figure out what works and what doesn't. But at the end of the day, they wear pads for a reason. This is a physical game between grown ass gladiators. And at some point, you impose your will. EPA and whatever, yards per route run, all those are fun. Yards per separation, don't care. At the end of the day, you're not stopping me. I am running through your face. That's it. And there are things that analytics can't measure. And Brock Purdy has those in spades. That's what it is. And so these people, and here's what's crazy, they don't watch the games. They don't. They don't watch it. As somebody that goes through every single play the 49ers have ever run through the coaches tape for 3.5 years now, I can tell you it is physically impossible to do what is needed for all 32 teams. You cannot do it. You know, when me and my coaching buddies started getting out of coaching, and again, I coached in Texas down in Duncanville. It was just so much time. It was awesome. I loved it. But I was spending the night in my office twice a week during football season. I slept in my office repeatedly, twice a week, just so I could get the film breakdown, scatter reports, everything that needed to be done. It just was easier. You can't do that for 32 teams. And when me and all my coaching buddies were starting to like, all right, we got families. It's probably not worth, 80-hour weeks every week. And I want to, coach my kids, all those things. And we're like, man, what would it take? Because the idea is, man, when one of us becomes like the head coach, I get to film my staff. I'm calling you my first call. And that's fun and all. But then it's like, man, I don't think I could do the job correctly that needs to be done to build a scouting report, a game plan, scheme evaluation, self scout, all those things. Like the amount of time it takes to diagnose those things is killer. So it's easier to just pull up a report and say, oh, well, his air yards or his yak are too much, or, actually his degree of difficulty versus separation. Yeah, that took you 2 seconds to go by. And a lot of these people don't understand football. So you're getting analytics and all this information, which is beautiful, to supplement arguments on players, but it should always start and end with film, not watching Red Zone. I watch Red Zone. I have one TV on Red Zone, and I got the games up on there. But even the broadcast view, you can't tell a lot of things. You have to go through the tape. What does Kyle always say at the end of the game? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to go through the tape. That dude's on the sideline. He's got a better view than anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch the tape. And so you get these guys that just don't understand football, like guys like Colin Cowherd. You think Colin Cowherd watches football? You think Colin Cowherd goes through all 22 tape? And I'm not trying to bash him, but he's notorious for bad takes on 49ers quarterbacks after Trey Lance and his daughter, which I get, totally get. But I will always include that because that's whenever he changed his opinion on everything, right? With the 49ers. He hasn't gone back since then. But he's not even writing the takes. Not only is he not watching the tape, the coach's tape, he's not watching the game. He's not writing those takes. I know writers that work on that show. And those have worked on that show. They literally tell him what to say. Like he's a mouthpiece, right? That's just what he is. And it works because it pisses everybody off and whatever else. That's what those guys do. That's why they're always wrong on Brock Purdy. Not because they don't watch the tape. They don't watch the tape. I sound like Rich. Shout out to Rich. Watch the tape, man. It changes things. And if you want to watch the tape, well, guess what? That is the best way to support the show. You want to learn football? This is where you got to go. I am so excited to announce our new platform launch, the49ersrush.com. We've been active on Patreon for years, and we're still going to keep that community going. But the 49ersrush.com has everything Patreon offers and a bunch more. You want to watch player breakdowns? Guess what? You click that. It's filtered based on players. You want to see Javon Hargrave, what he brings, some CMC tape broken down, Ayuk, Jair Brown. We've got hundreds and hundreds of tapes on. Now, you want football 101. You want to learn scheme. Guess what? We've got every single offensive, defensive, special team snap. Head over to the 49ersrush.com, sign up, join the community, and plus we got a 7-day free trial.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.